Good morning and happy April Fool's today. It's April 1st. You guys believe that? Welcome back to The Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded right before I have audio now, right? God, you guys are killing me in the chat. Right before I went live, I knocked a cup of water all over my desk. So that's why I'm a little late. I apologize. Anyways, hopefully everything's coming through fine and clear. For anybody that might be new here, what we typically do is I go over crypto news in the space, watch videos, update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's here in the chat. Sorry, I'm still getting situated. Man, this is a rough morning. All right, let's see. All set. Good to see you, buddy. We have Crypto KJ in the house. Charles Harris, Crypto Kurt. Good to see you, buddy. We have Nismo. Good to see you. Solar Miner, Andrew Masad, Dumpster Fire. All set. Good to see you. Already said that. Backwards Miner, my man. DJ Mines in the house. Let's see. Jonas. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Decapitalist Jim C. Good morning, sir. Good morning. All right. Anybody else may have missed, I apologize, but we need to get into this. Bitcoin 69,734. Honestly, it is still looking fantastic, guys. We are working our way to break another all-time high. Let's see what happens. Let's see. No, it's not, Shay, you liar. Don't lie to me. Casper price 20 cents, liar. At 13. Anyways, Ethereum 3,554. April Fool's me real hard right then, didn't you? We have Solana at 196 bucks, XRP at 61 cents. Let's see, anything popping out at you? Dogecoin is down in the red, still over 20 cents. Amazing. Shiba's down 5.44% today. Pepe's down a little bit today as well. Jupiter, what in the hell? Look at this, 18% up on the day, $1.75. Not too bad. Nice. All right, let's move on to crypto bubbles, see what we're looking like over there. What in the world is this? What is Core? Core is up 26 ranks to 55th place, $2.69, up 64% on the day. Holy hell, that's massive. We have Jupiter again up 19.2%, BCH up 11.8. we have Pendle up 8.5%. Anybody's into that. Let's see, STX 8.8% up on the day. Looks like Casp is a little bit green on the day, up to 13.4. Bonk is down 6.5% on the day. Let's see, looks like the meme coin's pulling back a little bit. Whiff's down 8%. Render is down 5.8%. I actually got into some render. One of my limit orders picked up that I had set on that, so I'm happy that I got back in there. Unfortunately, it was at a little bit over 10 bucks, but still, whatever is what it is. Conflux down 10.5% on the day, or 10.4 now. Interesting. All right, flashbang fear and greed index looking like a 79. We're over that 75 mark. You guys know I like to pay attention to this when it's over 75, but I don't know, this time feels so different actually. And if you guys didn't know, Bitcoin for the first time I lied, I think it was the second time in history, I think 2012, if I'm not mistaken, Bitcoin did 7 monthly green candles in a row, and it just did it again. So it's pretty impressive, to say the least. All right, let's check out CoinGecko. Man, I gotta zoom in on this. Top 10 coins over here by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, Lido Staked Ether, XRP, USDC, Dogecoin, and Cardano. Cardano, I still think, is a decent buy. It actually pulled back even a little bit more than it was last week. It's at 62 cents as of right now. $22 billion market cap. Again, just for anybody that might be new to the channel, if you guys are here, the all-time high is $3 on this, right? And every single bull run, we have a pump of Cardano. 2017, 2021. So I think we're probably going to see another rise up with the altcoin season on Cardano. Easy 5-6x possibly. So take that as you will, do what you want. I'm not a fangirl of Cardano by any means. I just got into it because I think it's a good move right now. This is my first time actually ever holding it. Let's see, Litecoin, or ever having it in my possession at all. Litecoin's doing awesome though, over $100, which is amazing. 104.61, ranked 22nd. Let's see, Dog with Hat. Man, I still can't believe Dog with Hat. Look at that, $4.3 billion market cap. What in the world is happening with these meme coins? It's crazy. We have Ethereum Classic in 29th place, 33.33. Look at that. Ethereum Classic, I think, is going to do very well this run. Also, $4.8 billion market cap. Render 37th place, still $10.13, $3.8 billion market cap. But Render's actually like a useful project. It's doing things in the space, you know. Let's see, Caspa. Again, Caspa's down to 13.41, looking like it's at a $3 billion market cap, almost a 3.1. Again, perfect accumulation phase in my opinion. Let's see, anything else you guys want to look at quick before we move on? Let me see if you guys say anything in the chat. 88 for the win, says Andrew Masad. Nice. Ton flip Shib. Did it really? Gross. Did. I'm not a fan of Toncoin, but it's awesome. Hey, if you guys are into it, make money. Hell yeah. $18.8 billion market cap. Shiba's got 16.9. Man, we need another crazy run. I think Shiba's going to do good. Oh yeah, you know what? Ravencoin did all right. I sold all my Ravencoin. Full disclosure. Sold it at 5 cents, or a little over 5 cents. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Could have bought back in. You know what I almost did? Ah, no, wait, that was today. I almost bought back in when it was at 4.8, but wow, look at that. Fell down. I think it's probably gonna come down again, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Actually, let's go to the month. Look, it's been having legs up though, huh? Look at that. I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys think? You think Ravencoin's gonna keep going? I know its all-time high was 28 cents, but like, what the hell's it been doing? I feel like it's just been there. It's just been there. The sleeping giant RTM. RTM. Full respect for the dev team over at Raptorium, but this project, the price appreciation's not been there. So I want to see what happens with it. But yeah, Raptorium could be definitely a good buy. Let's see. It went up to 8 cents at one point. It's down 98% over the 2 years, but they've been doing a lot of development in the background. So this is possibly a good coin to get into, but who knows? The only problem with it is it's kind of tough to buy, right? All right, let's move on to the mining segment of things. You guys know I like to timestamp these units, see where we were at later on. All right, we got the KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit making $142 a day. We got the KS5 20 terahash unit making $136 a day. Again, these are all Caspa miners, and the profits here are all after 10 cents per kilowatt hour. We have the Ice River KS5L. This is the brand new 12 terahash unit that just got listed on Ice River the other day. I think the price on this thing was 12K, if I'm not mistaken. Is it worth it? What do you guys think? Is anyone going to be buying it? I don't know if you get anything off of my code CHUMP. I assume so, but I do have a code for Ice River. That'd be kind of cool if you got something off, but I don't even know. We can actually look. You know what? Let's go to Ice River, because I have no idea. I have no idea. I haven't even looked at the site. I've been running around doing family shit all day. Yesterday. Let's see. Shipping date, April 15th to April 30th. Oh, it's $13,000, looks like. I actually did just get this KS0 Pro, the green one here. The commemorative edition. This thing's actually sick. If you guys haven't seen it, it's right here. I got to do a video on it at some point. It's not just going to be a video on this in general, because you guys have seen the KS0s, but it's where are we at? Oh, nope, wrong side. There we go. I want to show you that. Look at the little Caspa logo they got on this thing. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat, and the color on this thing is insane. But anyways, talking about the KS, what is it? KS5L, this one right here. See, but everything says sold out, so like you can't even buy it. Oh shit, let me switch the screen. There we go. Everything's I don't know, it just says shipping date, but everything's sold out, so you can't even click purchase. So I don't know. If anybody's interested in that, feel free. Try code CHUMP if you get to buy it. Let's see, we have IB Link BMKS Max over here, $67.04 a day. We get the Windminer K9 10.3 terahash unit, $65.85. KS0s are crap. Well, technically they're not, actually. If you look at the KS1, oh god, what just happened? KS1, let's see. KS1 1 terahash unit, 600 watts. You get 5 KS0 Pros, you're under 500 watts, and you're still making $5 a day on under 500 watts. That's really, really good. That's really good profitability, to be honest. So, sir,
eat shit, Gary.
That's what I say to you, Yusuf. That's what I say to you. Because when it's over $1, you're gonna be like, shit, should have got a KS0. Just saying, not financial advice. All right, Ice River KS3 8 terahash unit, 49.62. We have the KS3M 6 terahash unit making 34.81 a day. Again, Caspa is down on the day, so you guys are gonna see obviously lower yields and profitability on those machines as of right now. We got the AlphaPax DG1. This is the Dogecoin Litecoin merge miner, brand new one, I guess. It just came out, 11 gigahash, $24.16. We got the Antminer L7. This is my unit right here, 9050. Shout out to Terra Hosting. I got this thing down there running at $18.81 a day. Holy shit. That's perfect. Way higher than it's been. That's amazing. $18 a day? God damn. I'm excited. That's awesome. Hell yeah. That L7, man, like I really want to buy another one. They man, they've been like, but they're like 3 years old. That's the only problem with it. I don't know if I want to buy another one because I want to wait for the new one to come out. The Bitmain S19K Pro 120 terahash unit. I got one of these mining down at Terra Hosting as well. I'm mining Bitcoin though. Digibyte seems to be the most profitable on this unit though, at $11.16 a day. That's freaking awesome too. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. What do you guys think is going to happen after the halving? Everything going to get shut down? Everything going to get shut down? Oh, look it. Mr. Crypto Mikkel, thanks for asking. I totally forgot. I got a new hoodie. This is the one I got. I added this to the store. These actually came yesterday. Bitcoin flag hoodie. It's awesome. Down in the description below, my merch store, I got a couple different colors. I got the like RGB one and stuff too. I mean, not RGB. Red, blue, and white. RBW. That's what it would be. All right, X16Q over here, $8.14 a day. Damn, man, these profits are nice. They're nice looking. Again, Ice River KS1, you guys know, $5.72 a day. Again, this is yeah, that's at 600 watts, so you're still making over with the 5 KS0s like I have 9 KS0s running next to me, and yeah, I'm making easily double this. Let's see, Ice River KS2, $11.45 a day. Had to look at that one real quick. And then the original, actually, let's go down and see the KS0. Where is it? I already blow by it. Where are you? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Way down here. All right, $1.19. Again, that's at 10 cents a kilowatt hour. So $1 per unit in profit for me. I'm happy with it. Should be good. Let's see. You didn't read my hoodie comment. Oh, I didn't. I apologize. Miss Pocket Change. Everyone, I never understood girls stealing guys' sweatshirts till now. Chump Change, you may lose that sweatshirt. Yeah, she's obsessed with this sweatshirt. She was telling me yesterday. She's like, what the hell? All right, let's move on to GPUs. See what we got. Caspa Classic seems to be top of the charts for these 4090s anyways. We have Graham as well. Nice, nice. Guys, if these coins are profitable, have at it. But again, this coin right here, Caspa Classic, I don't know much about it, but it has nothing to do with the original Caspa. So please do your own research and your own due diligence, and don't hold it till it goes to zero, if it will go to zero. Who knows? I know DJ wants to pump it because he put money into it, but guys, listen, all these forks, just be careful. Don't hold them till zero. Hopefully you have time to make money though. Be great. All right, let's check out new coins, see if there's anything new on the list. No, doesn't look like it. Everything is pretty much the same here. This Bugno one too, people are like all horny over, and I don't know about that. Events calendar, by the way, Radiant, 17 days until the halving. If you guys did not know, 50,000 to 25,000 block reward on Radiant. Bitcoin SV is 12 days away from being reduced as well. eCash and Isotope C, whatever this is, I don't even know what that is, to be honest. Look at this, 50 hours ago. 50 wait, hold on, no, 50 hours. In 50 hours, Ironfish is going in 22 hours, but BCH in 50 hours going from 6.25 to 3.125. Look at that. Interesting. So that's coming up soon, actually, very soon. All right, let's move on to the news of the day real quick. We don't really have anything news to watch, honestly. It's all just bullshit. But I saw this and I was like, what the hell is this? Vitalik Buterin shares the next steps for Ethereum Purge. The Purge will introduce history expiration via EIP 4444 to limit the amount of historical data stored. Bruh. What? Me, sounds like a red flag. That sounds a little sketchy, to be honest. I feel like now that he's having that whole the SEC kind of come after him a little bit, and they're not really talking about it. Yeah, I feel like you're just trying to hide some old shit. Is it just me, or does anybody else feel like that? Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin has shared the next steps for protocol simplification and node resource load decreases, known as the purge. The purge is a key stage in Ethereum transition that involves the removal of old and excess network history and simplifying the network over time. I don't know. Aside from reducing historical data storage, this stage also significantly lowers the hard disk requirements for node operators and the technical debt of the Ethereum protocol. So, I mean, that's cool, I guess, for node operators. If you run a node, if you have 32 Ethereum, and you can actually run a node at home, or if you want to take that risk of being slashed and all that shit, I don't know. It just sounded a little, it was a bit sketchy to me. It was a bit sketchy. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see if there's anything else on Cointelegraph, because I really didn't grab too much. Highest monthly close ever. 5 things to know in Bitcoin this week. Yes, we did hit the highest monthly close ever. Let's see. Tron argues SEC not a worldwide regulator and lawsuit goes too far. That might not be wrong, actually. What are they saying over here? The entity behind Layer 1 blockchain, Tron, has asked a New York federal court to dismiss a United States Security and Exchange Commission lawsuit against it, arguing the U.S. regulator targeting predominantly foreign conduct. The SEC is not a worldwide regulator, and its effort to apply U.S. security laws to predominantly foreign conduct goes too far, the Tron Foundation said in March 28th dismissal motion in a New York federal court.
Eat shit, Gary.
That's what we say there. I mean, hey, listen, that's they're not wrong though. The SEC is really overstepping boundaries quite a bit. All right, guys, I'm gonna move on to the videos because I want to see. I want to watch this. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Bitcoin warning: WTF are whales doing? Biggest signal yet. Prepare before it's too late. Let's see what Mr. Crypto Zombie says. This was like a day ago, or a little over a day ago. If you guys haven't seen it, let's check it out together. If you have, I apologize, because we're going to watch it anyways. Let's do it.
The fact is that Bitcoin is the first time in history that you have one asset that is the dominant, the apex predator of all of those 3 functions of money at the same time, with the ability to be collateral. Now, all of a sudden, that completely redefines the space as far as how much wealth can be absorbed by Bitcoin. And this is where what I try to do is put a valuation framework around Bitcoin to highlight how absurd it's going to get very quickly. And the thinking and the rationale on, say, a $7 billion Bitcoin is quite simply, once people understand what this is, and we have...
Did you say $7 billion Bitcoin?
Have the bulk of it tied up in collateral, and we don't have the need to sell it because we've got a functioning credit market on top of Bitcoin. Bitcoin will facilitate the entire global trade because it's the best form of money ever invented. If you divide 6.3 trillion by whatever's minted on the day, which is going to have to facilitate whatever the daily global trade is, then we get to a ridiculous number of $7 billion.
Jesus.
That gives us a $7 billion Bitcoin.
Listen, if we had a $7 billion Bitcoin, we're all having a party on a yacht. 1,000%. My wife gets seasick, so I'm gonna force her to come. It's gonna be epic. Bitcoin is dead. What the fuck? What the hell is this? Dude, I love the beginning of his videos. What is this? A movie? Oh shit.
What's going on, guys? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel.
The beginnings of his videos are always the best.
Hope you're having an awesome day. Now, while Bitcoin might be busy boring everybody right now as it goes sideways and consolidates and meme coins are flying through the roof, distracting everybody, there is something that we need to talk about. Now, of course, having a look at the Bitcoin price chart, we have been consolidating, somewhere around the $70,000 area. We dip a little below it. We dip a little above it.
As you guys know, we're at like 69 something right now, so.
Could we go a little bit more sideways?
And we're actually a bit further than this right now. I think we're, what, a candle or or two. Is he on the day chart? Yeah, he's on the day chart. So I think we're like probably a candle and working on the second one since. So we're still in this triangle.
Or if we extend this area over here, you know, maybe Bitcoin has another drop down to the 65K area. You know, it's possible we could just break out at this particular moment, but that's really not what I wanted to go into today, because as Bitcoin seems like nothing really is happening, there's actually something crazy happening, and this is something we have never, ever seen for Bitcoin. And I'm not talking about the ETFs. I'm not talking about new all-time high before the halving. I'm talking about what the Bitcoin whales just did and what they are doing right now. On top of that, we have a bit of a double whammy, because there's something that Bitcoin has only ever done one time ever in its history. And depending on when you're watching, in about the next 24 hours, that's probably about to happen again. And the last time this happened for Bitcoin, it pumped $2,000 in 7 months. Excuse me, 2,000%. I'm sorry, 2,000% in 7 months. Now, that seems astronomical. Let's be realistic. If Bitcoin was to actually pump 2,000% in the next 7 months, that means that by the end of this year, you would have a $1.5 million Bitcoin. Now, that sounds ridiculous on the surface, right? I mean, I'm sure once we get to 100,000, you're going to see a lot of profit taking, right? A nice round number. Anything above that, maybe we'll start to see the whales, you know, sort of scaling out. However, is it actually possible? That's what I want to kind of dive into today, because again, Bitcoin loves to surprise both the bulls and the bears, but definitely the bears in the long term. And Bitcoin does these consolidations, and then in the blink of an eye, the same way we went from 35 to 70, you can literally go from 70 to 140K. And 3 out of the last 4 times that we broke and held above the all-time high, we did it in 3 weeks. So again, you know, I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the altcoins, but I do have to talk about Bitcoin today. And also, quick side note, guys, I know everybody loves the fun intro, the memes and all that, but YouTube has hit me with so many copyrights recently. They demonetized my channel. The copyright situation is like getting out of control here. So
They demonetized his channel for freaking meme stuff at the beginning. Yeah, Charles Harris, sorry, I hit hide user by accident. I was trying to pin my comment and the chat was going too fast. That's crazy though. He got demonetized. That sucks.
may have to calm down.
Well,
Down on that a bit, or else
you know what? Actually, if he got demonetized, I'm in a world of hurt, because all I do is watch his videos.
I lose my channel, which is why I highly recommend that you guys go follow me over on Twitter X, just in case a scenario like that happens. But let's start here with this simple consolidation that Bitcoin is having. And you can see right here, this is basically the last day that we're going to be in this pattern. Now, as I just went back to this right here, you know, this is just a smaller pattern within a larger pattern. So it is possible.
Oh, maybe we are past
to
that then. Oh, that was the 4 hour, I think. All right, so we are out of this then, but we're still kind of going along sideways.
break this to the downside. That is possible. And, you know, most likely you would just be looking for a support on this upward sloping channel. But really all that we're doing, even though it might seem kind of crazy on the shorter time frame, we're just consolidating between this Fibonacci extension. We literally talked about this so many months ago. And the fact that Bitcoin never ever got up to its 4.236 last cycle is really insane, because Bitcoin has always gone above that level. So realistically, what we're doing is really just trying to reclaim the all-time high that we probably should have gotten in the last Bitcoin cycle. But here is the part where it gets crazy. Now, this is assuming that nothing happens crazy within the next 24 hours. But as you can see right here, Bitcoin has put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and unless Bitcoin is planning on dropping $8,000 in the next 24 hours, we are going...
Which we know it didn't, so we closed 7 green candles that we haven't done since like 2012.
to put in 7 green candles. Now, why does this matter? I mean, sounds good, right? Bitcoin price is going up. Oh no, time for a pullback. Well, that's the interesting part, because we've only ever had, since Bitcoin's inception, or at least since we were recording data back in here around July of 2010, we only had Bitcoin put in 7 weekly candles, 7 monthly candles, sorry guys, one time ever. And that was back here in 2012. And after Bitcoin put in that candle, yes, it did have a red month, okay? But after that, Bitcoin price literally skyrocketed 2,000% in about 215 days.
You know what though? So thinking about this, right? We're in April right now, and the halving is coming up in like a couple weeks. So we need to prepare or think about it, right? Do we sell and see what happens, or do you just hold on and wait? I'm just going to hold on and wait. I don't know. That's just me, but we're probably going to have some pullback if I had to guess. I mean, I don't know. We've never seen 8 monthly candle closes green in a row. So, I mean, not like it's out of the realm of possibilities. We broke the all-time high before the halving. So, I'm going to hold. You guys, let me know what you want to do in the chat. Or what you going to do.
And then it had a massive 80% correction. Now, do I think that that's what's going to happen this time? Not necessarily, but we were entertaining the theory about what if everybody was wrong, right? What, you have some people calling for the super cycle, some people saying it's just a typical 4-year cycle, some people saying, that we're going to just, that's it, it's going to end and we're going to go into a bear market. Well, what if we have one of those sort of bear bulls inside of a giant bull market? Maybe that is a super cycle, because from that point, even after that crash, right, what ended up happening? Well, Bitcoin then went up another 2,000%, right? So is that going to happen again for Bitcoin? Well, of course, I don't know that for sure, but something that is quite interesting is if you do take that peak and just draw a very simple line right here, which I could just show you guys. All right, so you just basically take this and you just connect it, and look what we've been doing. Ever since we broke back above that area.
Ooh, that's kind of interesting, actually. That's kind of neat. I mean, obviously, he's got to pick it up a little bit, but damn.
Bitcoin has essentially held this in all of the previous 2 cycles as support. So this is suggesting that if this was to maintain, obviously this is logarithmic, we can move this around a little bit, but my point is, it's just a general uptrend. Even if Bitcoin was to, come all the way back down here, there's a really good chance you'll probably never, ever, ever be able to buy Bitcoin below 30,000 again. And there's honestly just way too many people waiting for that opportunity, like stock.
And you know what? I don't think he's wrong about the people waiting or wanting it to come down that low. Like, listen, I'd like it because I'd buy more, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of new people will get really scared, and I don't think the big guys allow it to go down that low. What do you think?
Money Lizards pointed out, we haven't even hit the halving, and typically you still have a good 52 weeks of solid bullish action. So, if you are a believer of the 4-year cycle, well, then we should minimally have 52 weeks of upside, right? And something that Crypto pointed out, this is insane. So what you notice is during these parabolic trends, right, you notice that you have these giant whale wallets that start to accumulate. And then as you can see right here, it still continues to go up, but they start to kind of chill out a little bit. They start to hodl a little bit, and then eventually they start to sell out. We had the same exact thing happen here. But if we go into what is happening right now, this is going absolutely parabolic. It's not even showing signs of starting to level out. And even once they do start to level out, as far as these whales are concerned, we still tend to have more of that upside for Bitcoin. So the fact that we don't even have these whale wallets beginning to slow down just yet.
Holy shit, look at that thing. Look at this parabola right here. Look at this. This is like literally just rocketing up. That's crazy. It wasn't even that bad here. That's nuts, actually. Well, you know what, though? I think BlackRock and them are probably all included in this, so that makes sense.
Historically speaking, it is definitely showing us that this time is, in fact, different, right? Who knows? We may even get the first ever 8 straight months of green for Bitcoin. I mean, we've never done it before. But Bitcoin has obviously been surprising a lot of people lately. And one thing that you can just really go off of is this pi cycle indicator. When we do have these crosses, right? And you can see right here, these are pretty good indications of where we're hitting these tops. You could see right here, that was a very good call when we got a cross on those moving averages. The next top you could see right here, that was a pretty damn call. I mean, it was in one day, essentially, of the top. And if we look at where we're at right now, we have quite a long time, guys, until this yellow line gets up to this green line. So again, this is not my opinion. These are just the facts in the charts that are showing us that we have much, much more room to grow. In fact, this is why Natalie Brunell, she was over here talking essentially about why she believes a 6-figure Bitcoin is much closer than a lot of people are thinking.
Yeah, it's been such a blessing to be able to stack at the lower prices, because we are back at these high levels. And this is the first time we've seen a new all-time high before a Bitcoin halving in a cycle. So things could get very interesting, especially because in previous cycles, we would hit a new all-time high about 6 to 12 months after a halving. And with the consistently strong demand for those spot Bitcoin ETFs you mentioned that are wildly popular, I don't see how we don't hit 6 figures sometime soon, unless we have some massive economic contraction on the macro side. But if we do, guess what they'll have to do? They're going to have to print. And every time they print, they're just the perfect marketing team for why we need Bitcoin.
And that is such a good point. That's fantastic.
All know this is
Hell yeah.
how it goes. They turn on the money cycle. We discussed, first of all, the global liquidity, right? I mean, even though the US is very important, you still have to consider that not every single country is doing what the US does, right? And, you know, a lot of people, they yell these top signals, right? Like, oh, look at all the memes, right? Well, memes have always been sort of a market is getting overheated type of a thing. But the reality is that as far as the new retail investors are concerned, which are really, let's be honest, the ones that drive the meme markets, they're still not really coming in yet. Yes, you are having some of the normies or whatever you want to call them, people come in. You know, I'm a normie. I mean, I'm not an institution, so I guess I'm lumped in that category as well. But, you know, the degenerates that have already been in the space, they're the ones that are buying right now. But the amount of capital that is about to come in versus the diminishing supply on the exchanges is where it's going to get crazy, right? Because we've never seen this much capital with such diminishing supply. And we'll get back to that in just a bit. But, you know, oh, Dua Lipa, she's posing with the Bitcoin Standard. Well, I don't know necessarily if this is a top signal because, you know, first of all, she's posing with a Bitcoin book. She's not like being paid by Ethereum Max or that like Paris Hilton scandal a while ago, right?
Does anybody know who that is? I don't even know who the hell that is. I have no idea. Couldn't even tell you. Anyways, real quick in the chat, somebody said, who was it? Where was it? I was just reading it. Give me a second. So can the investment firms sell their Bitcoin? Investment firms as in like BlackRock and them? Of course they can. They can only sell anything that's not allocated to the ETFs though, from what I understand. It's a singer? Oh, nice. I have no idea who that is.
Right?
Not a clue.
And I think that what's happening is a lot of people are starting to wake up. And as we had spoke about previously, the craziest thing is that a lot of this big money, even with all the run up, the literal double in price from 35 to 70, and we still don't have that big money yet. And because a lot of them, they need to see that performance. They need to see, you know, basically these assets perform before they can have their customers or their clients buying it. But as Larry Lepard points out, at some point, virtually all asset managers are going to have no choice but to jump on the Bitcoin bandwagon.
Look, the fact of the matter is that investment managers are charged with delivering performance. Okay, that's what we, people who manage money, get paid to do. My clients say, how much money have you made for me? How much performance have you generated? You know more about this stuff than I do. I'm giving you my money. Please give me a high rate of return. And here you are, you've got this asset that, you know, has outperformed every other asset in the history of the financial markets. I mean, on a 15-year, 10-year, 5-year basis, whatever you want to look at. I mean, you can find some short periods of time where obviously it did not outperform or it had a big correction. But in general, if you take a long enough window on it, it's been the top performing financial asset kind of ever. And so, you know, one would have to say or ask any manager of assets, you know, how can you ignore this thing? I mean, you know, look at these numbers. And what is going to change that's going to make these numbers, what's going to make this trend stop? I mean, I always say that, you know, what you want to do with a business, you want to invest in businesses where dogs are eating the food and there are more dogs showing up all the time. And Bitcoin's a classic example of that, right? The dogs are eating the food and there are more dogs coming to the party. And unless that changes, it's
All
like,
wrong.
you know, why aren't you long this thing? I mean, now, obviously the waiting is an issue, you know, and if you're 80 years old and you can't suffer a drawdown, you know, you can't go 100% into it, but you know, there's nobody who can't have 1 or 2% in it. If it goes to zero, they won't be affected. And if it does a 10 bagger or 100 bagger, it'll make a meaningful impact on their portfolio. So, you know, to me, it's a no brainer. And this is going to happen. The other thing that's going to happen, Sam, I think, is MicroStrategy is going to get big enough that it's going to get put into the S&P 500. So then you'll just have all these, I mean, as you know, the big trend away from active management to passively managed money has been an enormous trend over the past, you know, 10, 15 years. That's just going to continue. And, you know, as
I think,
right? And people are going to have to buy MicroStrategy.
Flows that it's it's like a flywheel with these funds and the ETFs with MicroStrategy getting included. And then it just all leads to demand for Bitcoin when it comes down to it, like funnel it down.
It's very much a positive feedback loop in the same way that inflation is a negative feedback loop for the dollar. You know, as the dollar loses its value and ability to buy stuff, people are like, why the heck am I holding this thing? You know, why do I want these bonds? Why do I want this cash? It's a melting ice cube. I just don't want to have it.
Even Larry Fink himself was surprised at how well the Bitcoin ETF performed. He's incredibly bullish, and it was actually officially the best ETF launch of all time.
I'm very bullish on the long-term viability of Bitcoin.
I was going to say, did that surprise you?
That surprised me how much that's gone up. We're creating now a market that has more liquidity, more transparency. I'm pleasantly surprised.
In this interview, he said he knew that ETF was going to do well, but he didn't know it was going to do this well. It's literally the #1 ETF ever, like ever, in performance.
And it would never have predicted it before we filed it, that we were going to see this type of retail demand.
So you thought you'd do good, but not this good.
Yes. IBIT is the fastest growing ETF in the history of ETFs.
And just putting that into perspective, when we had gold launch, okay, that took the gold price up a little over 7x. Now, obviously, it took a lot longer. The market cap at the time was a lot higher, which kind of, in a way, makes it seem that Bitcoin could see an even more exponential growth. You know, all of these numbers, all of these price targets, they all seem crazy until they're not. It was insane to have a new all-time high before a halving. I didn't even think it was going to happen. I'm not going to lie. Like, I did not think it was possible, but it happened anyway. So when you start talking about these big numbers, you have to understand that, as I was saying previously, we didn't have this amount of potential capital coming in, these trillions and trillions of dollar asset managers who are looking to even just allocate maybe 1 to 5%. And while you're having this wall of money coming in, look at what we have over here. Bitcoin liquidity inventory, self side, for example, has reached an all-time low. Sell side is what I meant to say. So, you know, you're having huge demand coming in, halving coming up, sell side liquidity basically at an all-time low. This is a cocktail for a massive, massive shoot to the upside, you know? And obviously not trying to get overly bullish. I mean, we had plenty of time to be cautiously optimistic. But as Vivek points out, you know, looking at these 500 days that you tend to get, okay, leading after these cycles, this doesn't make a situation like I spoke about where we have this crazy move, we have that insane pullback, right? Everybody thinks it's over. See, I told you that the cycle was going to end early, only to shock everyone with one final leg up to around $350,000. And the reality is,
could you imagine $350,000? Looking at that little chart there, though, if we spike up to here, this is at 200,000 roughly. We have a pullback down. Oh, look at this one, like right here. This one's going back down to like under 100K. Could you imagine the freaking panic in the market that will set in? That's not even that far. This is like a couple weeks. This is within a couple weeks. That would be like insanity in the market. People would be losing their shit. Be burning everything in the streets. Like, it'd be crazy, flipping over cars.
Everyone with one final leg up to around $350,000.
Yeah, it's gonna be major FOMO, major panic. Like, there's just gonna be so much shit. Like, nobody's gonna even know how to process what's happening.
The reality is that there is just so much money out there. I think people underestimate how much money there actually is in the world. There's infinite money. You have countries.
Guys, hit that like button, will you? Jesus, 197 people there, 56 likes. Guys, lazy in the morning.
Printing more money, okay? You have all of these asset managers. You have the bonds. You obviously have the stock market. You have real estate, right? There are so many places. And you know what? When these people are sitting in these standard, you know, bonds or treasuries, and they're either producing virtually nothing or not producing at all, what do you think they're going to do when they have an opportunity to move into something like Bitcoin? And that's where Peter Dunworth came out. And this is probably one of the most astronomical price projections at this point. I think you're just supposed to take this with a grain of salt. He's talking about a $7 billion Bitcoin. $7 billion. Like, think about that. So when people are worried about buying too high right now, crazy to think about that. But is there any reality behind that, or is it just moon boy math? Well, he's an OG. He's been in the space. I consider him to be a somewhat level-headed individual, and this is what he had to say.
There's a really
Has anybody heard of this guy? I've never heard of this guy until this video. So I guess let's see.
short answer to this, and I can give you an extended one. The too long didn't read of this is that the world has a collateral problem at this point in time, and Bitcoin is the best form of collateral ever invented. My expectation is not only is it the best form of collateral, it is the best form of money ever invented. And we have those three functions of money being store of value, mean of exchange, and unit of account. The fact is that Bitcoin is the first time in history that you have one asset that is the dominant, the apex predator of all of those three functions of money at the same time, with the ability to be collateral. Now, all of a sudden, that completely redefines the space as far as how much wealth can be absorbed by Bitcoin. And this is where probably a better way of thinking about it is, what our friend Jeff Booth talks about, where he says it's impossible to value the future system from within the existing one. And this is where what I try to do is put a valuation framework around Bitcoin to highlight how absurd it's going to get very quickly. And the thinking and the rationale on, say, a $7 billion Bitcoin is quite simply, once people understand what this is, and we have the bulk of it tied up in collateral, and we don't have the need to sell it because we've got a functioning credit market on top of Bitcoin, then Bitcoin will facilitate the entire global trade because it's the best form.
I don't think he's wrong with that statement, actually. Once we have credit being pulled against your Bitcoin, there's no reason to sell Bitcoin. And the people that have Bitcoin are going to be the happiest ones. But the $7 billion thing, that's a lot.
Money ever invented. Now, I don't think it's important to do that in order for it to go 50 or 100x up from here. But if it's facilitating daily global trade, we have $6.3 trillion of daily global trade, and we only have 900 Bitcoin minted on the day. That gives us a $7 billion Bitcoin. If you divide,
It's going to be 450 in like 2 weeks.
6.3 trillion by whatever's minted on the day, which is going to have to facilitate whatever the daily global trade is, then we get to a ridiculous number of $7 billion. And then this is where the numbers get exponential very quickly, is that, that is assuming that there's a static GDP number. So assuming no human growth moving forward.
He said billion, right? Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure he said, yeah, right here. He labeled it billion. Yeah, he's saying billion. He's not saying million. That's a little bit insane, but.
And then in addition to that, you have a halving period every 4 years where we're just about to go into one on the 20th of April, where 900 Bitcoins minted per day are going to drop to 450. And all of a sudden, it's not going to be a $7 billion Bitcoin. It's going to be a $14 billion Bitcoin, by a fair market value assumption of what I've laid out. And, don't get caught.
I get what he's saying, but that's a bit crazy.
Up in the number. No one cares about the number, but get caught up in the thinking about, well, if what I'm telling you is correct when it comes to, why it's the best asset, why it's the best form of money, why it's the best form of collateral, it only makes sense in a logical progression to think that these things will play out. Now, what I don't know is how long it's going to take to play out, but I'm pretty certain as long as Bitcoin keeps functioning, then that trajectory is certain. It's just a matter of when it's going to approach those numbers.
And this is,
I don't think he's wrong in the sense that like the points he was trying to make, regardless of the actual number, that's a bit insane to me. But I mean, hey, listen, like, I don't think $1 million Bitcoin's out of the realm of possibilities in the next, whatever, like Kathy Wood states, like 1.5 million by 2030. Like, I think that's absolutely possible. We don't know what's going to happen until after we see this halving to the end of the year. That's really going to lay out where the hell this thing's going to put us. That's my opinion.
This is where things get tricky, because obviously we know, anyone who's been watching this channel, we've seen Bitcoin grow. We understand that Bitcoin is the apex predator. We understand the potential of Bitcoin, but a lot of people are going to look at the price of Bitcoin and they're going to say $70,000 is too expensive. I missed the boat. That's what they're going to say. That's exactly what they said at 10,000 and 20,000 and 45,000. And now they're saying it again at 70,000, and they're going to say it again at 200, and they're going to say it again at $1 million, which, to be honest, $1 million for a normal person is kind of a lot of money. But what if it goes to 7 billion, like Peter Dunwith was talking about? So
you say $1 million is kind of a lot of money for a normal person. I mean, yeah, it's not as much as it was 15 years ago, but it's still a lot of money.
This is why when you have a look at what the altcoins are doing, this is the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So these are just coins that are not Bitcoin and Ethereum. And you can see that they've just entered into the green Gaussian. And when they tend to get into this area, they tend to run for quite some time. In fact, if you look at the money flow, just kind of starting out right here, that's the equivalent of buying altcoins around $115 billion market cap, where they did a 7x from that point. So this is where you start to get into those crazy altcoin opportunities. Now, there are a lot of people that unfortunately they hold too long, they chase altcoins, they get married to them, and what ends up happening is they have less Bitcoin today than they did yesterday, right? It happens to the best of us, guys. Look, I am just as guilty of that. I used to trade, I used to hold, and I just would never sell, or, I wouldn't just cut my losses, right?
Real quick, Mr. Crypto KJ, thank you for the $2 super chat. Just wanted to hear Mr. DJ Mine scream for Linkin Park. Whatever that means.
Perfect.
Actually, I used to love Linkin Park back in the day.
And it's hard, it's tough to learn these, but if you can get into them early before everyone is paying attention, that's when you have the most potential for the upside gains. I mean, yes, you could technically ride a wave like right now, that dog with hat, right? That's pretty popular. A lot of people are buying it. It'll probably keep going up. Dogecoin is the OG of meme coins. It'll probably keep going up, but not all of them will. But this does suggest that we are about to enter into that season. And I've been talking about a lot of altcoins on Twitter. If you're not following me,
who's ready for the altcoin season? You guys get your bags stacked? Are you guys still buying? Let me know what coins you guys are into. Give me like the top 3 altcoins you guys are into.
Project that we actually have been looking at is this on-chain dynamics. So what
doesn't have to be meme coins, just could be just top 3 altcoins.
What's interesting is it reminds me a lot of almost like something like a Uniswap.
All right, he's gonna start talking about a coin that I don't want to be pushing because I don't even know anything about it, so we're not gonna get into that. Anyway, Charlotte's Crypto Zombie. If you guys aren't subbed to him, go check him out. That's super unfortunate that YouTube is being lame towards him. Anyways, all right, Jamie Dimon exposed the big Bitcoin lie. This is, if you guys remember the great Bitcoin conspiracy video, if you look it up, if you Google or whatever, just type it in the search bar of YouTube, the great Bitcoin conspiracy, you guys can just watch that and see that Jamie Dimon was talking shit about Bitcoin and then buying it in the background. And it's probably happening again. I think that's what he's getting at here. Let's see what Mr. Lark Davis has to say. Again, all of these videos, links are down in the description. Let's do it. I haven't watched this yet.
Jamie Dimon, he's up to his old tricks again, telling the world Bitcoin is bad while secretly filling his and his company's bags with all kinds of Bitcoin related stuff. But don't take my word for it. You can see for yourself. Today's video brings a stark reminder on why we never trust what the banking cartels say. Can't trust the banksters, guys. Look at what they actually do, because there's often a big gap between the two. And of course,
real quick, I want to see. Yeah, you guys remember this cargo ship owned by JP Morgan Chase seized by US with 20 tons of cocaine? What the fuck? That's insane. That looks like the boat just drove into the bridge. Anyways, let's see. We have Overboard Tech, Solana, ADA, and Flux. Hell yeah, those are your 3 altcoins. We have Not James. Let me just, I want to read through this quick. We have Flux, Caspa, Alethioum. Nick K says Bitcoin, Caspa, and Alethioum. Crypto KJ said Radiant, Caspa, and Neoxa. Interesting. We have Baby Doge, and Shiba. Charles Harris, really? All meme coins, huh? Black Cat says Flux and Raven. You forgot about the last one. Andrew Bassat said ADA, RXD, which is Radiant, and Alethioum. Solana, Whiff, and Guacamole. Mr. Dan R. You would have guacamole. Let's see. We have Nismo Miner with Alethioum, ETC, and Caspa for your top 3. Wow. Destruction, ADA, Caspa, Alethioum. We have Owain. If that's how you say that, I'm sorry if I just butchered that. Ravencoin, Dogecoin, and Bitcoin. Nice. Hell yeah. All right. Awesome. I just wanted to see what you guys were into mainly in the chat. If I missed anybody, I apologize.
Jamie, no one's forgotten about the cocaine boat, okay? Okay, so real talk. Let's talk about JP Morgan. Who is the real JP Morgan? To most
20 tons of cocaine. That's insane.
The world, Jamie's just some banker, bro. Here to do what's in the best interest of JP Morgan and its clients.
Such a loser.
So they must have this stunning record, of course, with, being upright banking citizens and be in good terms with the SEC, right? Right? More like, yeah, right. Over the past decade, Jamie and his crony buddies, his crony company, have been fined hundreds of millions of dollars by the SEC. Everything from...
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're like the most fined bank like on the planet, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but...
leaking customer identities.
They're shady as shit.
Deposits. Whoops. Government corruption. Yeah, it happens, Cooking their books, not once, but twice. Manipulating the metals markets. And that's not all, folks. JP Morgan is so corrupt that the SEC actually has 2 separate books open on Jamie's lovely, lovely bank there. Adding, of course, violating whistleblower protections and manipulating U.S. treasuries, misleading customers, and 3 more counts of fraudulent trading activity. That's just the tip of the iceberg. It goes much deeper. Everything from conflict of interest to concealing losses and manipulating mortgage-backed securities. If there is a market that can be manipulated or screwed over or somehow corrupted, JP Morgan has done it or is doing it right now, bringing the grand total of more than $1 billion in fines over the past decade, which is, of course, the equivalent of a speeding ticket for JP Morgan. Needless to say, you should trust JP Morgan about as far as you can throw them, and it's pretty big, so you can't really throw it very far. And that's, of course, just the SEC. What about everyone else that Jamie's been kind of screwing over? Well, it turns out even the Fed has had it with JP Morgan's bullshit and their market misconduct, issuing a $350 million fine alongside the OCC just a few weeks ago.
Oh my God, that was on March 14th.
Crikey.
Oh, it's terrible.
Failing to monitor billions in trading across at least 30 different markets. Because why would they? They don't care. And they're corrupt. Don't worry, as a spokesman for the bank stated, the firm has self-identified the issue. It's just like, oh, no biggie, brah. Don't worry about it.
Self-identified.
Not going to disrupt, of course, JP Morgan's current business ventures. It's not likely we actually, it's not like we actually hurt anyone, right? According to JP Morgan. Well, as a member of the Global Financial Crimes Compliance.
Dude, he is so twisted. He is so freaking twisted. That's crazy. Charles Harris, thank you for the $10 super chat, by the way. Appreciate the channel. I'm going to grab some Caspa while it's on the lower side today. Good for you, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I actually got $500 in Caspa this weekend. I sold my Raven coin and put some money into that.
Agency, which, by the way, specifically covers global and economic sanctions. JP Morgan, check this out, was able to somehow bypass U.S. sanctions to protect more than $260 million in tax breaks for Russian oligarchs that banked with Jamie. Pays to have powerful friends in powerful places, doesn't it? At the same time, JP Morgan's playing the other side of the fence, also working with Ukrainian President Zelensky on financial aid to help rebuild the country. Bankers, man, always on both sides of the wars, aren't they?
Thank you again, Charles Harris. Appreciate it.
There's a pot of money. You can guarantee that Jamie has his grubby little hands, guys. I'm not going to say the other thing in it, okay? So that is who Jamie is. That is what JP Morgan does. What about Bitcoin? How does this all relate to Bitcoin, Lark? Please tell me. Well, before we get into that, and there is some serious correlation to Bitcoin here, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest happening in crypto, from Bitcoin to altcoins, airdrops, DeFi, and much, much more, then you should sign up 100% to the Wealth Mastery newsletter, my newsletter. It's awesome. You can actually sign up for free. Now that we've established Jamie's business tactics and how JP Morgan has acquired its $3 trillion plus in assets, what does this have to do with Bitcoin? I'm glad you asked. Well, let's start by taking a quick look at Google and searching for JP Morgan. Just a basic search here. Yeah, pretty much the same thing that we have been hearing for years. Bitcoin's done for. Bitcoin's overbought. Bitcoin's worth nothing. Trash. You're an idiot if you buy Bitcoin. But wait. You see that down the bottom? Did you catch that? What's this something about Riot and the halving? Well, Jamie seems really interested in that. Well, what's Riot again? Oh, that's right. Only one of the biggest Bitcoin mining companies in the world and the biggest Bitcoin mining company in North America. We just so happen.
Shout out to Jamie Dimon for coming around for Bitcoin.
Happens to be building some of the largest Bitcoin infrastructure.
Dude, he is so corrupt. It's not even funny. It's terrible. This is terrible.
Jamie definitely wants to stick his hands in that pot. Enough to issue out one of the highest price targets of the year and pump the stock in the process.
Eat
but why would
shit,
he want to
Gary.
do that? Could it be that along with BlackRock, Vanguard, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, all the usual cast of villains, that JP Morgan actually owns Riot shares? Of course. But hold on a second, Jamie. I
personally think that Bitcoin is worthless, but I don't want to be a spokesman. I don't care. It makes no difference to me. I don't think you should smoke cigarettes either. You know, but now it comes into like.
Does he have lipstick on? Did he take his wife's lipstick and put it on? Anybody?
Okay, that's Jamie. Now, JP Morgan. Our clients are adults. They disagree. That's what makes markets. So if they want to have access.
He's been sucking the shot glass. You know what I mean? You get them DSLs.
to buy or sell Bitcoin. It's hard. We can't custody it, but we can give them legitimate, as clean as possible access.
Isn't that one of them lip hacks?
You don't care.
Kids are doing.
You compared Bitcoin to smoking. Surely Jamie wants you to think that.
I don't really get that's the point, okay? And blockchain is real, it's technology, but Bitcoin is not the same as a fiat currency.
And also, he would.
You guys know why he's like he shits on Bitcoin because like he doesn't want the banks to be on his bad, or not the banks, the government to be on his bad side because he runs a whole bank.
I really like you to think this.
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. And that is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money.
He sucks. He sucks so bad. Mr. Solomon, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. We have Crypto, Much Trained, Kirk, got one, The One Who Was, and Sloth Squatch. Awesome, man. Thank you so much, guys. Congrats. Link your YouTube with Discord. You get access to our private chat.
Instantaneously, because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems have been built up over many years. Know your customers, sanctions, OFAC. They can get bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
But when he and other anti-Bitcoiners like Elizabeth Warren get together, he goes from I don't give a shit to shut it all down in microseconds.
He's one of those kids that you'd call a poser in school that would like, want to be like somebody and just wasn't. That's why he flip-flops. He's a flip-flopper. That's what he is.
Like that.
Jamie
Meanwhile, if you head over to the JP Morgan website, you will find that public statements do not match reality. You will find the only mention of Bitcoin actually paints a relatively bullish case for it, closing with, for those looking to invest in Bitcoin, wait for it, get in touch with your JP Morgan advisor today. Classic.
Dude, he is so twisted.
Let's not forget, just a few years ago, when JP Morgan replaced real estate with crypto as its preferred alternative asset class. But even all this pales in comparison to what I'm about to tell you next. Everyone knows that BlackRock's iShares is one of the largest Bitcoin ETF funds available.
Holy shit. Look at that. It's catching up. That's catching up to GBTC, which started way ahead of the pack. Oh my God, that's crazy.
ETF funds available. But
Mr. Fully Electric, by the way, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, dude. You're insane. Appreciate you. Thomas got one. Mike R. We have Panera Cards, Nicholas Pitts, and Lorenzo. Congrats, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys keeping the stream alive.
Did you know who BlackRock named as its authorized participant? I'm sure you'll be shocked that the legal entity that's expected to provide liquidity to their Bitcoin ETF is, you guessed it, JP friggin' Morgan Chase.
Really? They're an active participant in BlackRock? I mean, I guess I see that because they're both like just giants in the space. Weird.
To which they, of course,
I feel like I knew that though. Actually,
accepted BlackRock's offer. They love making money, and they see.
I feel like I read this article. When was this? December. Yes, I read this. I definitely read this on the morning show. I knew that
Bitcoin has a market that they can probably pretty easily manipulate.
Shady bastard.
Not forgetting at the exact same time that some mystery whale shows up out of nowhere, placing a secret Bitcoin bid. And wouldn't you know what Jamie did? Well, he reversed all that smack that he was talking just last December. When presented with the lure of a $1 million Bitcoin, Jamie has another thing coming, of course, if he thinks that we are all stupid enough to not see the shenanigans that JP Morgan routinely pulls and Jamie's bullshit more broadly. Jamie and JP Morgan are market manipulators, master market manipulators. They are masters.
And you know what? How do they not get in trouble for this shit? Sit there and fudding things so they can buy it in the background? Like, how is it not illegal? I don't understand that. I don't get it. Hopefully someday he gets fucking pinched. Sneaky little shit. Look at him. Look at his smile. Look at that.
The baiting. After all, saying one thing and doing the exact opposite is what banks do best. Never trust what they say, only watch what they actually do. And in this situation, there's a big gulf between those two things. Anyway, thankfully, they're pretty terrible at it, causing us to have lots of great content here on YouTube. They're terrible at everything, generally, making it all fairly obvious to anyone who's actually looking close enough and paying attention. The problem is most people don't get close enough, which is why we made this video, so that you're aware to not trust their bullshit. But more and more people are taking note of the massive hypocrisy of these mega banks, especially when it comes to Bitcoin. So you can pretend you don't care about Bitcoin for as long as you want, Mr. Diamond. We'll just keep verifying how much you do.
Mr. Lark Davis, he's the man. And if you guys didn't see it, by the way, over on Miss Randy Hipper's channel, she actually had an interview with Lark, and it was actually really good. Kind of gave his background, his little history with you know, his like his mom like moving him across, like I don't even remember where he's from. I feel like it started with an N. Was it Norway or something? I don't know. I forget, to be honest, but she moved him away and got him into Bitcoin and all this other shit. So shout out to his mom, because she's a savage. All right, let's recap things, see what we're looking like over here. Bitcoin 70,000 again, $26. Perfect. We have Ethereum at 35.66 for anybody that might just be joining, just touching back on all these prices. Dogecoin back over 21 cents. Solana still almost $200, $197. Solana's been freaking killing it, man. This APT $17.42, up 5.2%. Interesting. STX $3.78. Check out crypto bubbles one more time. What's our biggest earner on the week? Looks to be Core, 200%. WIF is still up 62.8%. I still can't believe this coin is at $4.39. That is disgusting. That is so gross. And I'm very mad I didn't get into it. But hey, you can't cry over spilt milk. It happens. Happens to the best of us. If you guys have any questions, you want anything to look at, please feel free to ask away. Please, Casper Run, certified shitbox. That name is a riot, and Casper will do its thing eventually. Casper will have a run at some point. It's at 13.5 as of right now. Actually, let's check. Let's see. Casper. If it would go. Wow, this is really shitty. Not sure why this isn't loading. What's up, buddy? Kid's coming down to raid my stream. Morning, bud. All right, let's see. Hold on. Why is Casper not? Why is it not opening? Let's see. Let's see. Where are we at? 46th. 46th. And my daughter. Everybody's coming. Uh-oh, daddy duty. Wife must be going to work. All right. Casper 13.45. Looking at the. Let's look at the three. I lied. Let's look at the 1 year. Look at the 1 year chart. It just looks like it's consolidating into another flag. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. Or isn't a downwards channel also bullish, if I'm not mistaken? So I mean, guys, listen, just wait. Hurry up and wait. Family love, dig that, says Charles Harris. Yeah, absolutely. Gotta. they all bombard me in the morning. My little girl is gonna be 5 years old tomorrow. It's crazy. Huh? Gonna be 5 tomorrow. Your birthday. Your birthday's tomorrow. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. I think Casper's gonna do good things though. Casper overall is gonna do great. Radiant, you know what? Is it XRD? Is that the ticker? Or RXD? Why is CoinGecko sucking right now? What is happening? Yeah, this is not working. I don't know what's going on with this site right now. Isn't it XRD, RXD? I don't know what the ticker is. Tell me what the ticker is, somebody. Happy birthday, loose change. Yep. Appreciate it. All right, I don't know where it is. Anyways, the Radiant halving's coming up. I don't know why CoinGecko sucks ass right now, but don't forget, Radiant's still a very, very low coin that you guys can get it on. And I think Tangem actually is going to be adding it to their wallet. I think it's supposed to be this month. I really hope it's before the freaking halving. But I do want to get some and throw some into my Tangem. I just don't have a wallet to hold it on. I don't like the core wallets. They drive me nuts, to be honest. RXD, thank you. RXD. Yeah, I don't know why this what is it? Is it control F5? Clear the cache. There we go. That worked. Sweet, there we go. All right, it is 0.2 of a penny as of right now. Let's look at the max chart. It looks like it's been doing higher lows, so this could be a good coin. Who knows? They are, I think they're transactionally based, right? That's they want to go for, just transactions more or less. It's ranked over, it's over 1,100 in the position by CoinMarketCap, right? So coins like this are the coins that'll get you rich. Not saying this one will. Not saying this one's gonna pump the friggin' shit ton, right? I'm just saying in general, these are the coins that you get rich on that are way out of the top 100 for the market cap. So take that as you will. You guys do what you want. I don't have any Radiant, to be honest. Never had any. Never mind it. The all-time high is down 74% from its all-time high, almost a penny. That's a decent jump. That'd be like a friggin' what, 5x from this point ish. So again, take that as you will. What do you think about SRD? Which one's that? Ah, God, why is the site awful right now? Is that Cedra? SRD, is that who said SRD? Let me see. Where is it? Yes, SRD. What's up, dude? He's like, why are you talking to yourself, weirdo? I don't know why this isn't working. Oh, that's not the button I wanted to hit. Control F5. Where in this thing, man? SRD. There we go. SRD, this one. No, SRDS. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, to be honest. SDR, is that what you're talking about? SDR is Cedra. Cedra, I don't know. It's a fork. It's, I don't know. I still hold some. I'm not going to lie, but this thing's taking a shit. I mean, obviously, it's a Caspa fork. I don't like coins that start up here and end up down here. It's really not that far off. Oh, no, that's pretty bad. 0.3 of a penny down to 700ths. Is that how you say that? I don't even know. I think that's how you'd say that. That's terrible, though. That's a really shitty drop. And I honestly don't know what they're actually doing. So I guess we'll have to see. Max supply is 28 billion, right? That's billion, right? Total supply is 6 billion. Like, I don't know. This, who knows? Who knows where this could go? This is down 83% in a month. That's a big, to be honest. So, I don't know. Anyways, that's going to do it, guys. Listen, love you all. I got to get back to daddy duty. See, this kid's hungry. Got to go help my daughter as well. So hopefully you guys have a great, happy, and safe Monday. Don't forget, today's April Fool's. People are probably going to be bullshitting on YouTube. All these clickbait titles. So, fair warning. Appreciate you guys. Have a good day. I will catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go raid Miss Randy Hipper. She starts in about 20 minutes. Have a good one and peace out.